So 3 weeks have passed since the start of Fall of Anime 2017, and today the third episode of Black Clover was released. Now, if we're following the golden rule of anime, to where anime fans give a new series, 3 episodes to determine if they want to either continue to watch or drop the series, then this is going to be the episode of the week, to where we'll find out who is going to be sticking with it and who is not. Now, I'm just going to be completely honest, okay, as I've been since I started. As I said, before I even started the anime, I never really could get into the manga, okay? It was something that truly I don't know, for some reason I couldn't get into it, and I was just straight up with all of you since the very beginning when the anime first started. I decided to give it another shot when the anime started, and basically see if I like it. That's basically why I've been watching the anime, even though I didn't really like the manga too much. I wanted to see if the anime could improve upon certain aspects and make me enjoy and appreciate the series and get me into the series. And on top of that, I've been told by many manga readers that the series does get good. Now, like I said, I am not caught up. I'm nowhere near caught up. I have not even read to this point in the manga, and so basically I don't really know what to expect. And I have been told many times that it gets really good, and it's been recommended many times over the many years it's been going on, like the year and a half, 2 years it's been going. So I've been told that it gets pretty good, but like I said, I don't know. And so that's why I wanted to give this series a shot. So this episode, I guess, for many, will determine if you want to continue to watch it. So getting on topic though, basically the third episode has the exact same problem as the second episode. And what I'm getting at is the pacing. Now, look, okay, I can deal with slow pacing when it comes to certain things like build-up and all of that. That's fine with me. It doesn't bug me normally. Half the time, it doesn't bug me. Pacing, flashback stuff, it can bug me sometimes, but not all the time. It depends on how it's executed if I'm fine with it. Here's the thing, though. We got an announcement earlier last week and all that, where Black Clover was going to be getting 51 episodes. So, it's no longer going to be like a 12-episode series or even a 24-episode series. It's going to be lasting 51 episodes, which is basically an entire year of anime. It's an entire year. That's a lot of episodes. That's a lot of anime for Black Clover. So, with the announcement of 51 episodes, number one, I'm just going to say, it's kind of a good thing, actually. I'm actually very happy for the Black Clover fans. They get to have a long-running anime, and they get to have more of their series, because if you're a big fan of Black Clover, it's a good thing for you. So, in all honesty, regardless of how I feel right now, or how I'll feel in the future, or however, I still want to say right now, I am very happy for the fans. If they do enjoy the announcement about the 51 episodes, I am happy for them. However, with the 51 episode announcement, I knew it was only a matter of time until we started to run into certain problems. Problems that a lot of long-running shows tend to have. And especially Studio Clown, they're notorious for filler. They're very notorious for filler. Let's think about Naruto for a second, okay? They're notorious for throwing in things that just don't make sense, to slow things down, or throw in things that are just absolutely pointless. And this was my biggest concern and worry about the series. And if you look at the last episode, okay, it makes a lot more sense now why the pacing was so slow, is because the 51 episode announcement. Now, apparently from what I have been told from the fans of the manga that are up to date, they told me that there's apparently enough content for the manga to be 51 episodes. They don't even need to slow it down. If they were to adapt at a decent, moderate pace like, Boku no Hero Academia, then it would be completely fine. 51 episodes would be completely perfect. It would not catch up completely, it would be fine. They don't need to slow things down, they don't need to throw in filler, it should be a perfect amount of episodes. That's what I was told. And so, the question is why are we getting such slow pacing? Apparently, from what I was told last week, and then also this morning before I watched the episode, all of this episode is apparently filler. It's basically filler. It's extended and filler. Now look, fillers sometimes I can deal with, okay? Depending on the filler. Gintama filler, for example. I like the Gintama filler. Bleach filler, even though it doesn't go with the main story, Bleach filler is pretty good. It is. Granted, some Naruto filler is good. Not a lot of it. A lot of it's horrible, but some Naruto filler was good. Some One Piece filler is pretty good. Dragon Ball Z's filler is pretty good. Some filler can be very good. It really can. And I'm not going to knock filler just because it's filler. However, the filler I do not like is the filler that is there just to waste time. Filler that literally is just there to draw out the episode and you're like, nothing happened. For instance, what the current One Piece anime does. A bunch of still frames or just showing the same thing over and over, status updates, 8-minute recap, stuff like that. That's, that's a problem, okay? That's a big problem. Basically, what we have going on here in the third episode, we are seeing slow pacing. Very slow pacing to the point to where conversations are being repeated every 30 seconds. Like, I'm not even joking, okay? Let me go into it, and you can watch the episode for yourself again to notice it. In the first, half of the episode, the first half to about 3/4 of the episode, it's a constant repeat of everybody basically saying that Asta will not be able to pass the exam. He'll be back within a day or so. He'll be back very soon. He will not be able to pass. And this conversation literally was repeated over and over and over and over and over again. Literally for a full 5 to 8 minutes was just spent on repeating that exact same plot point with the episode. Now, understandably, I understand that, Asta, he doesn't have magic, and many think he just can't accomplish things. Fine, I understand that. He's basically the Naruto, okay, of this story. However, even with all of that, okay, you don't need to literally keep jamming it into our heads for, 8 minutes straight. It's saying the exact same thing. Literally, all that was going on there in this episode was the Studio Clown, throwing in scenes to slow it down, to slow the episode down. And I'm like, no. So, just to go on a limb here to say, I'm not criticizing Black Clover, like the source, okay? I'm not criticizing Black Clover. I'm criticizing the fact that the studio that is working on this series is obviously just demolishing anything that could be redeemable about this series. It is actually not doing a good job with how it's handling the anime. Personally. I mean, when I compare what I remember reading of Black Clover to what I'm seeing now, I'm not even going to joke. I actually remember kind of enjoying Black Clover more than what I'm doing with the anime. Now, I want to continue to watch the anime because I want to see if it gets really good. I do. I'm just going to be honest here. I want to see if it gets good. But right now, Studio Clown is really just tearing this series down. They're really doing a bad job. And it's not even Asta's voice actor, which is a very big problem, but I'm not even going to want to focus on that, okay? Because it's already apparent. It's become a meme at this point in the anime community. But yes, I know Asta's voice acting is just terrible. And in all honesty, I can't even blame Asta. I can't blame the voice actor for the entirety of the mess, because it's the director's fault. Because someone in the studio had to say, thumbs up, that's good, that's fine, let's roll with it. Someone up higher than the voice actor had to say that is completely fine. So I cannot fault the voice actor. I cannot say he's all that's wrong with the series, because he's not. The director told him to act like that, say, or, have his lines like that, and they never told him to try to correct it. I mean, that's fine. Just go along with it. So I cannot say it's the voice actor that's bringing down the anime. What's really bringing down the anime is this filler and slow pacing that Studio Clown is throwing in that's just demolishing the introduction of the series. Because, number one, when you're trying to have a new show, okay, you need to have it to where it gets everybody's attention quickly, because that's how you need to have series. You need to have something that grabs people and they want to continue to watch week after week. But when you're going super slow and there's no progression whatsoever and it's dragging and dragging and dragging, people are going to fall off, especially for a new series like Black Clover. Yes, I know it's got a following for the manga equivalent, but for people that's never read the manga and the way this series is being advertised on Crunchyroll and all over the place on the internet stuff, you would assume that there would be a little bit more of a pizzazz at the beginning of the series, but there hasn't been, because Studio Clown is squandering it. They're not doing a good job with handling the series, clearly from what I can see. And another big thing about this too, with this episode, there was a scene for comedic reasons that was overused. Now, comedy is subjective. I cannot judge comedy. However, sometimes trying to use the same joke over and over again does get old. And let me explain. You know how Asta, he likes the sister? He wants her to marry him? He's like, please marry me. He said that in episode 1. I mean, he also, if I'm correct, he did say it in episode 2 as well. But basically, it's like a reoccurring gag. And something like this is common in shonen or other manga. Not even shonen. It's just common in manga or literature. Just reoccurring gags and stuff. And so, I can't really fault it for having a reoccurring gag. However, with a reoccurring gag, they could grow rather stale depending on how frequent they are. In this case, this episode had, like I said, 8 minutes of just repeating the fact that Asta will not be able to pass his test. Then we get back to the sister, and Asta, 3 times in a row, no joke, 3 times in the span of like 2 to 3 minutes, he asked the sister to marry him. We have the first scene where he's sitting at a dinner table, he's like, please marry me, and then she hits him into a wall. Then we have, as they're walking and all that, and she's thinking about the past, she thinks of Asta when he asked her to marry him, and then, he got hit as well, once again, in the past. And then right after that, we had another scene to where, he was getting fixed up and stuff, and, he was bleeding and all that from that beatdown he got in episode 2. You see to where he asked her to marry him once again as well. So it had these 3 little running gags, like the same running gag 3 times in under a span of 2 to 3 minutes. Now, I know many might not care too much about that, but that's a big problem. It's not the fact that it's Black Clover's problem, it's the fact that the studio obviously added that stuff in to extend the time of the episode, literally to make it to where it lasts 20 minutes. Like, okay, we gotta throw in these couple of comedy gags, let's extend what could be like 5 minutes worth of content to 20 minutes, let's just stretch that as far as we can go. And that's basically what they did, and that is why I'm not currently enjoying what I'm watching, because of how they are displaying the show. And it's to be expected. When it comes to Studio Clown, they don't really show much respect to shonen series. They don't, honestly. I mean, they do make some good stuff. No, they're not. They make some good anime. They can make some good anime. But normally, when it comes to long-running shows or shonen, typically they're not really that good with them. They're not, especially if they're action shows. They're typically not. Not all of them, but most of the time. So, anyways, thing is just, episode 3 was just all around no progression. If I had to summarize what it was about, it introduces the Wizard King, which we get to see an example, basically the Hokage. Okay, this is actually Black Clover problem now. Basically, Hokage from Naruto stepping up to fight the Kyuubi. That's what the entire scene was. Kyuubi attacking, the Hidden Leaf Village. Hokage steps in, fourth Hokage, seals up the Kyuubi inside Naruto. There you go. That's basically the start of this episode. Just think about the start of Naruto. There you go. Exact same thing. So, cliche. Anyways, besides that, we also have, like I said, 8 minutes worth of just spinning and focusing on, the old man of the church saying Asta can't pass. And then we go over to a scene where Asta's training, just, slashing his sword to show he's trying to get stronger. Okay. Yuno's trying to get stronger as well. Okay, but nothing really in-depth in that moment. After moving past that, they start to go on a long walk, and it's a montage. And in all honesty, if they were going to do filler, they could have focused more on that, the journey to point A to point B. They could have focused more on the journey there. That would have been a little bit more exciting than throwing in a comedy gag 3 times in a row, or focusing on pointless conversation that was saying the exact same thing over and over. So, personally, a lot of the episode, it was pointless. Really. It was really pointless. The only important stuff about the episode was the beginning, like the first minute of the episode, minute and a half, which showed the Wizard King and the demon, and then them reaching their destination where they're going to their exam. That's literally all that's important. That's the only thing that matters in this episode. Seriously. That is literally the only thing. So, anyways, Black Clover, overall, how do I feel about it? Well, I know it sounds like I really don't like this series, especially after this video, and you'd actually be wrong. I don't hate Black Clover, okay? I want to make sure I clarify that. I don't hate the series. I don't. And the only reason why I am watching it is because I want to give it a shot. I truthfully want to give Black Clover a shot. I don't want to, put it down. I mean, I know I'm putting it down, but I don't want to put it down to where the point where I hate the series and I don't want to give it a shot. Because I have been told that it's a good series. I have been told that many times. Not just when the anime came out and starting to come out now, but over the months when I've been reviewing other manga or reviewing anime throughout this year and all that, and even before that, like last Christmas, many were telling me to make videos on Black Clover. They're like, do more. Make, videos on Black Clover, do chapter reviews, catch up to it, give us your first impressions. Many have been asking for a very long time, and so I'm trying to see, because many have told me it gets good, and here I am. That's why I'm giving it such a chance right now, why I'm not just outright dropping it. So anyways, do I like the 3rd episode? Not really. I don't really like it. I don't hate Black Clover, but I don't like the 3rd episode, and I don't like the 2nd episode either. 1st episode was okay. Cliches, but it was bearable, besides the voice actor. And in all honesty, it's not even the voice acting that's the real problem with the series anymore. It's actually just how the studio is handling this series. Honestly, I could look past the voice actor at this point. Studio is just not doing a good job. So, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Are you going to drop the series? Are you going to continue to watch it? Please be honest in the comments below. How do you feel about the series? Leave a like if you enjoy my video. If you don't like my video, obviously leave a dislike, because I can understand why. And if you like my content, please subscribe. And I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.